Good morning from Norfolk in England. This is Faith G. It's very early this morning. It's almost 6:30. It's very early. And I thought I'd show you the bathroom windowsill, which I recently tidied up. My little succulents. Some moonstones. I think this one is called Agavoidus. She's got some lovely red tips, like burgundy red tips. And this one is an Echeveria, pearl from Nuremberg. And this one that's over the top, I will be talking about in a bit. Because that is not obviously, or those are not obviously, succulents, are they? They're something else. Oh, this poor clematis that was so beautiful and bushy, so healthy, full of flowers, is dying because the heating is on far too high. I have a family member who loves very hot rooms. I don't. I prefer a cooler room, and I am forever opening windows. So I'm going to have to move this poor cyclamen. Did I say clematis? I hope not. This is a cyclamen. I'm going to have to move this poor cyclamen to a cooler yet sunny spot. Maybe a north-facing window. That's a tiny... Oh gosh, I can't even think of the name of it. I know it, I just can't think of it. Olga was recently talking about them. She's got them in all kinds of different colours. You should see Olga's Dreamland, I believe her channel's called. She has wonderful plants out on her Greek balcony. The balcony is just packed with so many kinds of plants, mainly succulents and cacti. This one is, of course, a type of succulent. And I can't think of the name, it's probably too early. Lovely seashell. Another nice pot which I got off eBay some years ago. Money went to charity. I'll put the fir cones on the top of this one where I have this lovely Protea. This one is I think she's called Golden Rush, something like that. She's a type of pincushion Protea. She'll be having these beautiful, huge, 10 to 15 centimetre wide, fluffy heads of yellow petals that look like a kind of cushion, hence the name pincushion. The sun is not yet out properly. We had a wonderful sunny day 2 days ago. So I put the fir cones, we have fir cones growing off the trees around here, where I live on the Norfolk coast. So they go in the bottom. They need a mulch anyway. She's only very young. She's a young plant. Back to this interesting object. I've put these on a plate where I had some dried out orchid petals and clay balls, which I'm going to use again. These are a type of orchid. There's 2 of them, again from the gentleman in Portugal. They are called Epidendrum radicans, and when they're old enough they will be flowering in red, or hopefully there will be a profusion of tiny red flowers. I love red and green and purple. Those are my favourite colours. Actually I like all the colours. I like yellow too because it's like the colour of sunshine. They've got some great roots on here. Look at them, they're like spaghetti. Aren't they good? Been soaking for a couple of days in rainwater. I'm now going to put them up together in the same pot. I'm outside now under the carport, potting up the Epidendrum radicans. I'm hoping that this pot here is adequately sized. I hope it's not too small. I also have a little bit of sphagnum moss, which I bought at a good price from China. I do have some more on the way, but it's a rather long journey. It takes a long time to come. So I'm going to put it up, then I'll show you afterwards. I've used a proper orchid pot, which has holes in the bottom, and I like the see-through ones because you can see how the roots are doing, whether or not they need more water or if there's any damage happening. Put in a mixture of clay balls and the correct type of moss, which is sphagnum moss. I have used the wrong kind of moss before in the past when I was completely new to orchids. I used the reindeer moss, and unfortunately I lost a few orchids that way. An especially beautiful white one which my fiance bought me. It's quite heartbroken. They didn't recover. I cut out all the mould and they didn't recover. So I'm now going to sit the radicans in a bowl and I will flush them with some rainwater. I'll leave them there for a little bit to have a lovely drink. And I shall be fertilising them with orchid food in the next few days. I like these squirty bottles. I get them at a good price from China. You have to wait 3 weeks sometimes if you're in Europe. I don't know what the waiting time is in the States or Canada. And I fill them up with rainwater and I leave them indoors for at least an hour to warm up to room temperature, because cold water can shock a plant. I like how the nozzle directs where you want it. But since I need to flush this plant, I am going to put the camera down and just take the top off and empty the whole caboodle of rainwater in there. So they get a really good drink. Thank you for watching. It's nice that you come by, and if you're new here, thank you for your subscription, and if you have a channel I will be visiting you too. Take care. Bye.